Blessed, 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 blessed. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. Yeah, man. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome. Nadia, you're first. Yes, sire. Yeah, man. Line up, line up, line up. Cheer up, cheer up. We waiting on you. Mm-hmm. Yes. See it, we see it, we see it. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. The ungodly, they are not so. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for yet another Saturday morning. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome. It's a pleasure being here with you this morning, you know. And as you can see, we are not in the studio, so we are on the road. Good morning, Auntie Yvonne Fitzroy, President. Good morning, Marva Dice. Good morning, morning, Auntie Elaine. Auntie Elaine, I heard that you made a proposal for Simon Crosskill and myself to be senators. No, we're not senators, you know, but we are still going to. No, we're not senators, you know, but we are still going to be here championing the cause of the people of Jamaica. Yeah, man, we have to champion the cause, you know? Yes, man. Well, share up the channel now. Share up the channel. Very interesting morning this morning. And Lord God, what happened in Kingston yesterday? What went on in Kingston City yesterday? Yesterday was a day, wow, a day that we worried about in Kingston yesterday. We saw cars floating like boats in Kingston yesterday. Yeah, man. All right. Share up, share up, share up, share up the live, share up the live, share up the live. We have some things, some clips here this morning. We have a number of clips that we want to play this morning because a lot of things have been happening and we have a whole heap of things to talk about. We're going to be talking to Conrad O'Brien at about 9:30 this morning because we have now gotten the full list of the ministers. We have gotten the list of the ministers. And there's a problem with the choosing of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And we want to dive a little bit into that this morning. We also want to dive a little bit into the fact that Dr. Andrew Wheatley and Sir Bobby Montague have also been named to they have also been named to the cabinet ministry. And I don't believe that that should have happened, honestly. We have not gotten all our cars for the police yet. We have not gotten back our monies. So those things, you see, all of them something there have to be dealt with before we can get to a stage where a Bobby Montague is going to be named as a minister. You see, Jamaica, we can't just leave things so, you know. It not work that way there. People do wrongs. And then, as opposition leader, Mark Colin said, when somebody does something wrong in this GLP administration, they are given a slap on the wrist and sent to the naughty corner at the office of the Prime Minister. Some people might not agree with it, but guess what? You can't say it's not true. Because here are these two gentlemen now put in the office of the Prime Minister. Right in at the office of the Prime Minister, then they know. So, how you going to tell Mark Golding, so when him talk a rubbish? You can't tell Mark Golding that. Because it has now been proven that what the man said was right. You know, we also have to look at where we are as a country, how we're going to grow the economy. All of them things that we have to look at. Because the whole thing about growing the Jamaican economy is one of the priorities for our country going forward. We also this morning have to look at the World Championships, and I was very disappointed this morning when our men 4x1 relay did not qualify for the finals of the 4x1 relay. It was very sad for me. I am very disappointed. That was a strong chance for a medal, even the gold medal we were destined for, but it was not to be, and we failed to qualify. Our ladies have qualified though. The ladies have qualified for the 4x1. The ladies have also qualified for the 4x4. And we are really happy about that. And the men, they have also qualified for the 4x4. So those finals will be tomorrow. And we're really looking forward to increasing our medals. We have gone, 8 medals so far. Only one goal we have to thank Oblique Civil for that gold medal in the 100 meters final for men. But Lord have mercy, Noel Isles came back with vengeance, people. Box, fire blade. The man came back with vengeance. Yeah. Ran out of his skin. But we want to congratulate him still. And then we saw Janelle, the Jamaican, on fire. Go, baby, go. Yes, Ja. Go, baby, go. He did run. He did run. You can't have did and run. All right, so we could get started. I could play the first clip this morning.
If this house is to be part of the engine of growth, then its members must operate with the highest standards of efficiency and productivity and integrity and accountability. That is why during this term, we will advance the process to formally institute job descriptions. This reform will make clear what the public rightly expects its elected representatives to do: regular attendance and active participation in sittings and committees, diligent oversight of ministries and agencies, transparent and ethical use of public resources, and continuous visible engagement with constituents. It will also create a framework to measure performance, improve accountability, and strengthen public trust in institutions. This is not about restricting members. It is about elevating the standards of service. It is about ensuring that every seat in this House is not just occupied, but actively contributing to Jamaica's progress and prosperity.
Now, we heard Andrew
This
Wellness
house
there.
is to be part.
Easy, Andrew. Andrew is talking about accountability. And Colin, Colin, you of country, living land, selling. Marlon Brown, Colin, you OF of country, living. Nah, man, me I read what the person write. Yeah, interpret where you say the person say if me have any land selling. No, me not have no land to sell, but that's not what is written there. Yeah. No, the Prime Minister is talking about accountability. I want to play it again. Because, you know, the Prime Minister said merely born in Jamaica does not make you a Jamaican. And if you put any understanding to it, what he's saying is that just being born as a Jamaican don't, and when said totally wrong still, but just to put some understanding, what he's trying to say is that not because you're born a Jamaica give you the right to say you are a patriotic Jamaican. You should be doing things. So not because you said that we want accountability means that we are getting that accountability. Let me play it again.
Part of the engine of growth, then its members must operate with the highest standards of efficiency and productivity and integrity and accountability. That is why during this term, we will advance the process to formally institute job descriptions. This reform will make clear what the public rightly expects its elected representatives to do: regular attendance and active participation in sittings and committees, diligent oversight of ministries and agencies, transparent and ethical use of public resources, and continuous visible engagement with constituents. It will also create a framework to measure performance, improve accountability, and strengthen public trust in institutions. This is not about restricting members. It is about elevating the standards of service. It is about ensuring that every seat in this House is not just occupied, but actively contributing to Jamaica's progress and prosperity.
All right, so you hear the Prime Minister. Now, Mr. Prime Minister, what we are saying is that accountability must not just be spoken about, but must be done in action. Yeah? So, the opposition told you that they were not going to support Juliet Holness as Speaker of the House, but you still use a majority and ram it through. Those are some of the things that we are talking about. You can't just decide to use your majority and ram things through without answering any questions. So that's the first thing we're looking at this morning. And we want to open the phone lines. This morning, you're only going to be able to call me on WhatsApp. 804-7072. That's 876-804-7072. There's another clip that I want to play. I think I sent it over this morning. There's another clip where Philip Paulwell spoke about it. Let me just find it. 243. I want to play the clip with Philip Paulwell, where Philip Paulwell spoke about it. 243. I didn't put across that. I think I sent it over. One of the officers on the road. No, not that. All right, let me just get it into the system so I can play what Philip Paulwell said about that. I think I'd sent it across already, but let me just do it now, because we saw last year in the budget presentation, when I tell you if you come here, just come fast, I only have 10 seconds. In the budget presentation last year, where when Mark Golding mentioned the fact that the Prime Minister's wife is the Speaker of the House, the Prime Minister got in his feelings and walked out of the Parliament. And the Prime Minister obviously is willing to continue with the same situation. For what? But somebody have to tell me, what is happening with Marlene Malawi Ford? Because she didn't get a seat either. Marlene Malawi Ford didn't get a seat. Hello, morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, welcome.
Yeah. Well, what I really want to know is, you think this speech by the Prime Minister really have anything to do with accountability, or it's just because the additional seats where the PNP get now, so they might have more MP in the House, and he want to find a way if try to put more scrutiny on the PNP MP them. Because him say he want more transparency with spending. I guess he might talk about the CDF because that's the only funding where him have the direct control over. So me see this as a way for him might try to put pressure upon the MP, the PNP, additional MP them what them get now.
Well,
is all right.
Well, yeah, but you are saying that says talk is cheap.
Yeah, but yeah, of course, yeah, talk is cheap, yes, but him go put it forward. So film supporters when the PNP because obviously him have to put a bill forward. And when the PNP not support it now, him go the supporters them go say, oh, the PNP them no want transparency. It's a playbook, you know.
Well, no, but
So,
you see, you hear me as a caller. If the Prime Minister is going to talk about accountability, he has to be front and center of that accountability. Because remember, there are still a lot of questions around the Prime Minister's finances, around his statutory filing. And accountability means that you come to the people and give account for your stewardship, give account for how you garner your wealth.
exactly, but he might play mind games at the same time.
Yeah, man, it's a whole heap of mind games he might play. And you would have heard some of them in his inaugural speech when he said that we need unity, but at the same time he might jive the opposition leader.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my brother, Jamaicans.
Me just hope so them not support this nonsense to the PNP because this don't make no sense.
Well, the PNP has to be brutal.
Him have all almost 8-9 years to do this way now.
Yeah, but the people of Jamaica, so, the voters, majority of the voters in Jamaica did not choose to hold the Prime Minister to account, did not choose to fire the Prime Minister for all the mishap and bad management that has been done. In fact, maybe they didn't consider them mishap or bad management, so they voted him back in office. So we have to see what the future brings. Sita.
Okay.
All right, my brother, give thanks.
Yeah, man, bless up.
All right. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good morning, Brother Bell.
Wagwan.
You know, say the same old story from the Jamaica Labour Party.
The same old story.
They don't change in their governance. You don't see. They never have a call for a vote and the Speaker of the House. They not call a vote.
No,
They
they're
just
not going to have no
usher
vote.
to the
You have to remember, they are a party that bunches together. So they would have
yeah,
discussed who they want to be the Speaker of the House by
and just usher
themselves.
to the table. Yeah. So they not give the opposition to say anything. With right, they just usher to the chamber. And right, so I know this give the PMP now that they must ruthless in governance, right?
Mm.
Right? This one not going to change because in the first day of Parliament, right? When the Speaker, when the Senate was selecting their president, right?
Mm.
They have a vote and ask if anybody they want to nominate anybody else, right? And the PMP second to Paris, right?
Mm.
Right? Right? In the lower house, that never took place. So it's the same story. So I don't want the PMP them to be comfortable in a parliament that not because it's all of them are get a good money now. Because it's $6 billion, six over almost $700 billion salary of the parliament now,
Yeah.
right? So I don't want PMP them to be comfortable, right? They must go there and char fire for the
Yes,
people.
we have to be brutally frank now. Can't play with
Yeah,
them.
and me have a problem with the Senate. Cause to me, the Senate is too much financial academic, right? I have a problem. I don't see the fire. They go and tackle them
Well,
more Lambert
Lambert
Brown
Brown is still there, who is a fireman.
and Senate. And you need somebody to take them on with the grassroots social issue.
Well, don't
If,
underestimate the people who are there, you know. You don't know nothing about a lot of them yet.
yeah,
Cleveland Tomlinson is
but
a firebrand man, you know.
but I'm saying him young, so him not much knowledge,
Well,
right?
no, don't say not much knowledge. He's well learned. And
Yeah, well, yeah, but um, even if we will learn the social grassroots issue, right?
but he's Cleveland is what? Cleveland is about 25, you know, brother.
Yeah, man, but me talk with social grassroots. Yeah,
Then him
him is
never
a
why
finance
you think
man.
he would know it?
Him is a well, I know him is a financial man. And Fergus is a financial person. The Mr. is a financial person, right? Doctor next doctor is a good person, and
Who do you want to
and
see that
Alan
is not
Bernard.
there? Who do you want to see there that is not there?
I will have to see Raymond Price and Dennis Meadows.
Raymond Price, Dennis Meadows. You'd like to see them under
Yeah,
there.
one of them,
Oh, okay.
right? One of that two, because those people are fireball. They're not going. It you see because most of those people don't understand, not come from the political movement with the people, them, right? Right now, it's only Bernard and Miss Motley is really come from political movement, political work around the people, them,
Mm.
right? You have to have at least half of your Senate coming from the political working. You understand me?
Mm.
To fight the social grassroots issue. It can't be just book. You have to have the feeling. I know how the people them
Close the door.
feel, right?
Yeah.
And that's my problem with the Senate. I don't see the political, social person there.
Well, let's hope that
Bernard.
the people who are there take on some of those political and social issues. As I said, Cleveland Tomlinson is a young man, Doctor.
Yeah. I don't have no problem with him now. Right? But we got 3 people is there who I don't see in the political movements
Well, give them a chance.
around the island.
Let's give them a chance and see where they take us.
Yeah, but me graduate. You see all the people are behave.
Yeah.
You need to attack them from there one. You can't make them settle down.
All right, Sam. Make us see the first sitting of the Senate. What comes of it? All right.
Right? Yes, sir. All right, man.
Blessings and thanks, my brother.
But I worried though. As I tell you, I'm worried.
You're worried?
Yeah, man.
Well, I am worried for my country too. Seriously worried for my country, brother. But
right? Yeah, because we need too much academic is there, man.
All right, Sam. Make we talk again. Here, make we give somebody else a chance because we'll talk to
yeah,
Obi
man,
at
respect.
about 9:30. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, respect.
Blessings. Yeah. You're watching the Colin Bell Show. We're live right here on Portland Spice TV. I am tempted to tell you where we are, but no, not right now. Morning, MP Crawford. Morning, MP Isaac Buchanan. Morning, MP Rosemary Shaw. And I said I wanted to play the opposition response. Hold on. I wanted to play the opposition response. Hello, good morning. I said I wanted to play.
Hello?
Turn off the instrument in the background. Hold the line for me. Hold on, I'll go and play this first.
Okay.
The leader of opposition business has given further insight into the opposition's disapproval of the government's selection for House Speaker. In an unprecedented move, the opposition did not support her nomination yesterday. Details in this report.
Leader of opposition business in the House of Representatives, Philip Paulwell, says the opposition sent a clear message in its objection against Juliet Holness as House Speaker. Mrs. Holness, who is Member of Parliament for East Rural St. Andrew, was re-elected Speaker of the House of Representatives yesterday, but her nomination was not seconded by the parliamentary opposition. Speaking yesterday on Beyond the Headlines, Mr. Paulwell said the opposition has concerns about Mrs. Holness being the Speaker, given issues during her last term in the post.
We do not believe it now appropriate, having seen Mrs. Holness perform as Speaker, especially in relation to certain issues affecting the Auditor General's Department, Integrity Commission, and the whole business of impartiality of the Speaker. And I believe that we have to do some reforms now about the way the Speaker conducts him or herself as the impartial arbiter in Parliament. And having signaled to the government that, we were not in support of it, and that was done from last year's budget presentation when the Prime Minister walked up to the House. We figured that there would have been an effort towards compromise this time around and to select a different Speaker.
And the Advocates Network says the return of Mrs. Holness as House Speaker is distressing. Member of the network, Patricia Donald Phillips, argues that the decision is ill-advised as it disregards responsible governance, citizen and civil society concerns, the psychology of governance, and creates barriers to transparency and accountability.
Just seeing how the furor that this appointment had made when it was just done, how it is now, as it is totally dismissed. There's a sense of just a total disregard for and a lack of respect for those who have severe concerns about the concentration of power and the proximity to power that now occurs when spouses control the two highest offices in governance in our country.
Mrs. Donald Phillips stressed that the pushback against this appointment should not be seen as an attack on the Speaker's personal integrity, but rather as a concern about how it could potentially undermine good governance and the public interest.
Yeah, man. Obi, what go on?
Hi. Hold a sec for me, Shaka. Let me just turn down this device here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, do that for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we are going to be talking to Conrad O'Brien, and a couple of things we want to talk to him about. We want to talk to him about the selection of the ministers. We want to talk to him about the Speaker of the House, and that's where we want to start first. Obi, morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, Colin, and good morning to your listeners and your viewers all across the globe.
Blessings.
I greet you well, my brother.
One love, Conrad O'Brien, the fireman out of News Talk 93 FM, and have a brand new YouTube channel coming. So look out for it, people. Look out for the fireman YouTube channel. Soon come to you. No, Obi.
Absolutely, Shaka. Thanks for that plug there.
Yes, man. We have to help each other, you know. No.
Absolutely.
Obi, let's go to the Speaker of the House first and foremost. The Prime Minister of Jamaica is Dr. Andrew Michael Holness. His wife, Juliet Holness, she's a member of Parliament, and she's now re-chosen to be the Speaker of the House. First, Obi, from your point of view, is there any issue with that?
Absolutely, Colin. There's an issue with that, and in my view, we saw Juliet Holness at the first stint, and certainly, one argued that the opposition at the time basically gave their endorsement to her. But as you would have heard from Philip Paulwell, when that happened and the PNP was questioned, they said it was the done thing when you would normally just, go along and offer the support for the persons that the government put forward. And indeed, at that material time, the opposition had seconded that. Now, fast forward to 2025. The PNP early in the piece basically put out something over the signature of its chairman, Dr. Angela Brownberg, saying that the PNP would not be supportive of Dalrymple or certainly Juliet Holness being Speaker of the House. And that would basically have its genesis on how they performed and so on. And while persons are saying that the PNP should basically register a level of protest, indeed, that protest was registered by the PNP, because I think for the very first time we saw a speaker was chosen, and that speaker was not seconded by the opposition or the main opposition in the House of Parliament. So in itself, there was a protest there, Colin. And, from day one, everybody said it was untidy to see the head of the executive on the head of the head of the parliament basically on one pillar. And it's a bit, it offers some level of conflict of interest there, Colin. So in the first place, persons weren't happy with that. And to add insult to injury, when you saw the level of performance, we saw where
before you go any further, would you agree that the PNP learned from their mistake by not?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish the thought. Yes, I think they would have learned from their mistake, because, Colin, you see, as I said before, I think the PNP was trying to be as decent as there always is. So what they did was to go along and say, well, the speaker was selected, was appointed, so they seconded it and so on. But certainly when you look at, for example, things like reports that was sent to the
Obi, don't leave that yet, because one other thing I want to bring to you, that the PNP still, even though they have learned from that mistake, I don't think the PNP still learn how to behave in opposition and how to register the level of protest. And why I'm saying that, even though they did not second the Speaker of the House, after swearing in, they still go shake her hand. We saw Everard Warmington sworn in and walk out of the damn house, no shake nobody hand. Why did the PNP members still go up there, go shake Juliet Holness hand? I saw Angela Brownberg had an extensive discussion with her, and I'm saying, what the hell is this about? Is it Angela
And a lot
apologizing
of
for not
laughing
supporting
up
her?
and all sorts of things. Yeah, yes, and I tell you something, Colin. You see, the PNP has to understand that they have a constituents, right? 100 plus, or is it 97? 97,000 plus more people voted for the PNP
Yes.
in 2025 than they did in 2016. They
Yes.
now have 28 seats in the parliament after a lot of money and suppression of vote, all sorts of things were thrown at them. They still came out with 28 seats. Therefore, they must understand the lay of the land and and optics, Colin. Optics in whatever you do matters. Those of us who understand something about communication and indeed marketing, optics matters. And I can tell you, a lot of people are indeed upset because even though the opposition did not second it, as you mentioned just now, but they expect for what it worth for the opposition to stand up in the parliament in our course and say, we are not in support of Juliet Holness as the Speaker of the House, and let Ansard record that.
Well, definitely. And then the other question I want to ask, when the director of the house, the clerk of the house, said any other nomination, why did the PNP not nominate somebody just in protest? We know who would win, but it seems like we are afraid to protest in the parliament. Why didn't we nominate somebody?
Yeah, that's an excellent point you make, Colin, because as I said before, that optics make sense, and you have to understand that the PNP has to understand that they have an audience. The people are looking at them. Your people need to see a certain level of activism in the parliament. So although you said, listen, we know that the PNP has 28, the JLP has 35. Therefore, the JLP would come out on top. However, for basically just to say that, listen, we are not in support of Juliet being there, so this is our preferred choice.
Yeah, we are going to nominate somebody. Why you just sit down and fool you and nominate? When I hear the lady said any other nomination, I was expecting somebody to rise and even nominate somebody else from the GLP side.
There you go, because that's the exact point I was going to make. That they could even nominated somebody from the JLP side. They could nominate somebody from the JLP side. They could have said basically they are nominating Wami.
Hold on, Obi. What happened to Marlene Malawford? What is happening there?
Well, Colin, something seems to have gone awry. The truth is that in the first place, when that ministry was configured, the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, all of us, a number of us came out against that to say, listen, that seems as if it was to provide a job for Marlene. And certainly, after the 5-year exposure of that ministry, we have not seen any deliverable from it. The constitutional arrangement, from the consultation aspect of it, it is in tatters. We did not have any widespread constitutional. And from day one, we said that this could be an area that is in the Ministry of Justice. But Colin, the thing get worse. It moved into the Ministry of Justice. But again, somebody who have been convicted for criminal action. Marissa Dalrymple, she is the person who is given junior minister portfolio responsibility to basically look over that aspect. The Constitution. No, you wonder what is happening. Is it that Mr. Holness feel boldened that the people of Jamaica supported and endorsed corruption? Because here it is. He brought Dalrymple back, first place to run as MP, and now he kicked her up the value chain by bringing her into the executive. He also the $200+ million of our taxpayers' money that was spent to purchase the police used car. We still don't get them as yet.
Talk to me.
All of them as yet.
Tell her.
Manticore.
Tell her. What about the money? Tell her. No, Obi.
Yes.
I'm on take with money. Buy used car. All know we don't get all of them. Have we gotten back the rest of the money?
No, we have not. We have not. And you say, believe me, the people of Jamaica must be licking their wound in a big way when you see when we are seeing these things. Corruption is being rewarded left, right, and center. We don't stop there yet. We don't stop there, Colin.
No.
Andrew Wheatley, leave the house. Topsy-turvy cake. Cost thousands of US dollars.
You know, there are some people who are saying that why we on about these things. The election is over. The labor rights win. We're still talking about these things. Let me just explain to the people. We are patriotic Jamaicans. We take our responsibility as directors of this company called Jamaica seriously. And when somebody steals from us, misuse our funds, make bad decisions that cost the country, we have to talk about these things. It's not just the cake, Obi. It's not just the cake. Miss Ramnarak walked away with $30 million.
Indeed, Colin. In addition to that, one has to understand that we have a role. We have a role to play as member of the Fourth Estate. We are doing professional duties here. And if people believe that it's just you and I doing it, I invite them to go to DJ Miller, the Jackson Miller podcast.
Oh, she's hot. She's hot.
And
she's hot.
Right? Absolutely. And she said, without any ambiguity, she expressed a view that certainly the question must be asked. And also she went further. She talked about the whole business of Mrs. Holness being involved in development.
No.
Real estate development and the proximity with her husband. You understand?
But
and all of these kind of things.
Obi,
yes, sir.
Do you think that majority of the people who voted in the last election lack the necessary understanding of what good governance means? Because we have said it here over and over, that a sitting prime minister should not be hustling and juggling while being prime minister. In the debate, we heard the opposition leader spoke to Juliet Holness, MP Juliet Holness, Speaker of the House Juliet Holness, being a real estate developer. We are a lot of the agencies that gives approval for these development comes under the ministry of our husband, Prime Minister Andrew Holness. God Almighty, no we can't run so. No we can't run so. It is called conflict of interest. You think me I'll choose your picnic over my picnic? Or me I'll choose your wife over my wife?
Mm-hmm.
Tell her!
And Colin, even with the ministries, let's even go further and put an addendum there. Let's say the ministries weren't even under the Prime Minister's auspices.
He's still the Prime Minister.
The power that the Prime Minister wields and so on, which minister you think really and truly is going to be fierce enough to buck the Prime Minister?
Because every minister is given that job by the Prime Minister. But Obi, we're running a little ahead of ourselves. You don't tell me what is happening with Mala. Unfortunately, not get no ministry. No junior ministry. What is happening?
Well, that's it. That's where so let's back up there, Colin. So certainly, as we said, that she underperformed. She did not perform and at the ministerial level, and also we understand that she did not perform at all at the MP level, and
Hold
the
on.
party is
Obi,
mindful of that.
top, Obi. Top, Obi. Tell me which minister that has returned performed, because it cannot be performance, Obi. No, not
Yeah,
that fry up.
but let us stay with Marlene for a bit. So we understand that in excess of $200 million was thrown at young Dr. Andre Horton down there in that constituency. And the people down there, even from the Labour Party side, will tell you that they have seen very, very little of Marlene Malahou-Ford, and it was just sheer strength of cash that brought her home. But the fact that she has not been named to any position so far, there is one outstanding position, Colin, that we understand to come, and that is of Attorney General. So we're still watching to see.
Hold on, Obi. Hold a sec for me. Morning, welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Morning, Mr. Bell.
Yes, sir.
As me hear ya, Obi a while ago on the housing product there, business.
Yeah.
Why you think housing price are high in Jamaica now?
Think about what?
Why you think housing price are high in Jamaica?
Everything high in Jamaica. Every price high in Jamaica right now.
Because them can manipulate the system because them are below. And NHD now been a low amount again.
And that's why, Carla, I don't understand how people voted back in this GLP government. I want to talk to some of them. I want to hear from some of them.
Every day, Obi. Me listen your program all the while. First time I call you.
Thanks.
But me listen your program all the while. But me just hear on upon the same thing when me keep asking the same question. Why housing price so high? It's because them a build house and them can manipulate the system. And NHD now build a low income house again.
Yeah. Well, remember Andrew Wallace had directed the NHT to build house and sell them for $27 and $30 million,
Yeah, because feed price of maybe $30 million.
All right.
Feed price of maybe $30 million,
I want to finish this discussion with Obi and then we just open up the phone line to everybody, yeah?
All right, blessing, man. Blessing.
Respect. Conrad O'Brien, the fireman.
Yeah. Colin. Yeah, man. Let's just conclude and then we'll open.
Hold on.
So Colin.
Hold on a little bit. You mentioned Marlene Malahou-Ford for Attorney General. Some people in the chat room are saying she will become DPP.
Just highlighting.
Hold on.
Just highlighting.
Hold on a little bit, Obi. Hold on a little bit. You can't become DPP while being a minister of government. So she can't become DPP. AG
while being an MP.
Right, while being an MP, you can't become DPP. But AG, the Attorney General, because she was Attorney General before, don't?
No, sorry. I didn't say DPP.
No, man, I said people in the chat room. So I was explaining to the people in the chat room that she can't become DPP unless she ever resign.
No. She would have to resign. But here is the kicker now. The outgoing DPP, her name is mentioned about being there, getting the job as AG. As a matter of fact.
That's interesting. That one is interesting.
As a matter of fact, the question was put to her directly. She laughed. She said, who tell you that she would not be comfortable being a housewife at this stage? But when she was pressed, she said that she would not confirm or deny.
Is when Simon Crosskill was the one who was asking her those questions, no?
No, it wasn't Simon. It was Giovanni.
No, Simon did as well, you know. Simon asked her what she going to be.
I didn't hear Simon.
I don't remember if Simon asked her about AG, but Simon asked her about a number of areas, if she was going to be a judge and she keep laughing and, you know. But that's interesting.
I don't think after the meeting that office she would be qualified to be a judge. I don't think she can be a judge after finish her stint as DPP.
Oh,
I don't think so.
well,
I don't think so.
That's left for so you're saying that maybe Marlene Malawi Fort is being left to become Attorney General because she was Attorney General before.
What I'm saying, I'm just looking at the last area of possibility that she could get an executive appointment within the government. Because remember, although the AG is not a cabinet minister, but he or she is allowed to sit in cabinet because of the import of the position being the chief legal advisor to the government.
Yes.
So we await that, but certainly the names, we don't know if Dr. McCoy will be reappointed, or, as I said before, will Marlene get that position, or will they go for the retired DPP, Paula Llewellyn?
Obi, a couple of things, because let's look at now the ministers. Favour Williams was returned, because you talk about performance, why Marlene wasn't giving back the ministry, Obi. But Favour is returned as finance minister.
That's another question, Colin. But what happened? You see, Mr. Holness have a real dilemma on his hand, you know. He doesn't have the depth. Take, for example, over on the People's National Party side, you could pick out 4 or 5 people who you could basically easily put any one of them in the Ministry of Finance. The JLP doesn't have that. As a matter of fact, what we saw is something that poor DK must be turning in his grave.
Jesus
where
Christ.
Keith Duncan, you know, and I'm sure that his sisters are very ashamed. I sent a message to Pat to pass on to him. Pat respond to me and tell me that me and me own with the message there, you know.
Yeah.
So that is the kind of thing. They are basically quite embarrassed and so on. But, you know, it is not a surprise to many of us, because listen to Keith, you know, over the years, he had been batting for the government. I remember having him as my guest at one time, and I mentioned something about the PNP, but I frame it in the context of Jamaica, and he pounced at me in anger and saying, you're defending the PNP. And I simply respond to him. I said, but Keith, you're here for so long, and you made mention of the Labour Party, and you say, and us, and I did not push back on you. And from that, I said, my goodness gracious me, DK's son seems to be carrying, I don't know if it's some feeling for his father or whatever, but certainly he is bitter. And he shows his bitterness ultimately now by accepting an appointment as a government senator on the JLP side. So,
you know,
that
hold on.
said,
you know what disappoints me, Obi? I thought
Mhm.
that they had put him there to be the junior minister in the Ministry of Finance to help Favour. But when I realized that he was not named junior minister, I said, then what for? Keith Duncan no short of money. It's not money Keith a look. It's what? Keith is a labourite.
Big time.
Keith Duncan is a labourite. 7 brothers, 7 different minds, so we now hold nothing against him. But let's look at Babsy Grange.
Hold on, Colin. Just one sec. When I heard him being appointed as a senator, in the first place, I wasn't looking for him to be a junior minister, because I'm saying that you would not put Keith as a junior minister. Certainly, what we have seen where you had up to 3 full ministers within the cabinet before, that was when Ardeshaw was minister. So I was looking for him to become a full cabinet minister, but minister without portfolio, and placed in the Ministry of Finance. Although, frankly speaking, I really don't know of that Keith has the kind of acumen that would add much value in the Ministry of Finance. But that said, since he's around finance and, you know, serve as impact chair and so on, maybe they would try with him. So, but, you know, it begs the question, as you asked, why take a senator position. Is it just to be the senator to say to his sister Pat, say, listen, you try to be a member of parliament, you didn't make it, you was not placed in the Senate. Here I am now, as a I am a part of I'm a legislator and you are not. It begs some serious question. What's going on there with Keith Duncan? Is he losing it or has he lost it?
But Obi, before we wrap up this interview, we saw Babsy Grange. Babsy Grange is what? 80 or much?
I heard she's 80.
Well, Babsy Grange being returned as Minister of Entertainment, Sports, Gender Affairs. What level of
it's nonsense. It's nonsensical. I expect Babsy may be there for a maximum of a year. My friend Currency Morris, she has been promoted to junior minister within that ministry. So maybe there is some level of understudy there. And Babsy will demit office soon. Because when you look at Babsy, and with all due respect and so on, and I'm saying this in love, with love, when you look at Babsy these days, Babsy really need to go home and get some rest and spend the rest of her life relaxing. She doesn't need to be out there with this rigor of ministerial portfolio responsibility and so on and so forth. So I don't know the wisdom behind that. But again, Colin, you know, the nonsense continues. Because you look at Dalrymple and you look at Chuck, two of the oldest persons in the cabinet. They are heading up the Ministry of Justice. So you don't even see any kind of forward planning there in that ministry. So you would bring in a young person as the junior minister there. So that person, you could say then he or she would be understudying Delroy Chuck. So all in all, Colin, it basically shows the shallowness of the option that Prime Minister Holness has. You know, we saw where Tova Hamilton, well, she has been brought in. Ed Bartlett, although he talked about, but Ed Bartlett is a fairly old man now. He has been a minister of government since 1980. Well, not continuously, but he first served as minister of government from 1980. He was in that Edward Seaga-led cabinet there. So we saw Tova out of Northern Trelawney coming in there, and there may be some wisdom in that. The Falmouth area there, that is a part of a fledgling tourism mecca. And maybe Andrew Holness gave Tova that portfolio basically to build her. She's a second-term MP down there in North Trelawney. Certainly, I believe that's a seat that the PNP should have won and a canter, but it's what it is. So she is given some sort of power there.
Obi, you run away a little bit from Babsy, because I mentioned Babsy Grange because for the last 9 years, the culture and the creative industry has not grown under Babsy Grange. She's an absolute failure where the culture and the creative industry is. And this is not personal. This is governance. And the mere figures show that Babsy has been a colossal failure in this industry. We heard the Prime Minister mention that he's going to be serious about the creative industry and we must take it serious and it must become a pillar of growth. And you return the person who has been there for 9 years failing this industry. That means the Prime Minister is not serious, Obi. What say you?
I agree with you certainly, Colin, that, you know, the Prime Minister, and I heard commentators, you know, laughing about it and saying that, listen, the first thing that the Prime Minister grab on is a main chunk of the PNP manifesto, which is the orange economy, the culture and creative sector, and so on. But as you correctly said, Colin, he has not put the requisite muscles in there. Definitely. In order and liquid in terms of the brain power there to drive that ministry forward. However, as I said before, Currency is placed there. And maybe she is going to be the one who is going to be doing the heavy lifting and carrying the day-to-day operation of that ministry, while Babsy is there as a mere figurehead. Because you have outlined that Babsy been there for the last 10 years and so on, and it has not showed any growth, any kind of dynamism in that ministry. So let's see if Currencia Morrison, an educator by profession, let's see what she does. She's a former English teacher at the St. Diego High School. Let's see what she will bring to the forefront in terms of that ministry. You know, but certainly I agree with you that we have not seen anything there. And Colin, you have served in the last administration of the PNP. When I say administration, meaning the opposition in its shadow cabinet as deputy spokesperson, you're the one who bring to the fore the value. Well, certainly allow it to be on the lips of people, how much trillion, the industry value, and so on. And you argued that, Jamaica getting 1% of that amount of money, the kind of growth that we would see in Jamaica generally, we could see in Jamaica generally from that. Obviously, that ring music to the Jamaica Labour Party ears. So Andrew Holness pounds, but we will see what we will see, because certainly had preside over a government for the last 10 years that the most we have seen in growth is about 1%. So that's anemic at its best. So let's see what will come of it. But certainly, Colin, it's really not an appointment in that ministry when you return, Babsy, that really and truly excites the people of Jamaica to say that we're serious about this flagship economy, the orange economy that can drive the economy forward.
Obi, I want to thank you this morning for coming on and being with us. I don't know if there's anything that you wanted to say that you have not said.
Yes, just to say, Colin, that, we saw where the appointment of senators across both party has been done and so on. Some people, new faces coming on the People's National Party side. I also want to commend the new member of parliament that coming from both sides of the aisle. But of course, pardon me to single out people like Zalika Jess, over there in your own constituency, Isaac Buchanan on the JLP side, Delana Seawright. And while Marlon Morgan and I've spoken to Marlon since morning, I called him personally and congratulate him, because although Marlon and I, we had our differences and so on, we sat in the same chair.
You get the lawsuit yet?
No, man. Marlon knew he was just joking. He knew he had no legs to stand up on and so on. But I called him and I congratulated him, because whatever you want to say about Marlon, whether you agree with him or disagree, he does heavy lifting on behalf of his party. And certainly has been thrown something. He has been returned to the Senate, and he's now made parliamentary secretary, salary of about $17 million per annum plus other benefits. So there you go. He has been rewarded.
All right, my brother. Give thanks.
I expect on the shadow cabinet side that to come. I expect that Azalika just will be given a full portfolio, and other people will be brought in there, Colin. And finally, Colin, people are expecting that level of throughput and real show of strong opposition from the PNP with 28 in the House. We watch and see how the shadow cabinet will shape.
Blessings,
Thank
my
you,
brother.
Colin.
Thank you. We'll talk.
All the best.
Conrad O'Brien, the fireman from New Stark 93 FM, talking to us about the new government in place in Jamaica. We now open the phone lines to one and all. Marshy.
How you do? Me want to catch you while Conrad on.
No, we don't have that facility available this morning. We're not in the studio, so we kind of limited.
Babsy not do anything. Okay. Babsy, it's not fair to say Babsy not do anything, because Babsy go around and light candle and dance with Iger.
And meet and greet the stars.
And meet and greet the stars and take pictures with them. So
Hold on,
Marshy.
I see something in the chat room that I want to read. Chris Campbell says, America is in full meltdown. Unemployment is on the rise. I saw Aki on sale for $15. That is going to kill Aki sale. Now, $15 what? Per dozen, per pound, or for tin. I don't know how Aki is sold in the US.
Yeah.
I also saw somebody, hold on, there's another thing I saw in the chat room, and I don't know if Obi is still listening, that Keith Duncan was offered the seat down there in Trelawney, but the people turned it down. Never heard that one before.
Oh.
So it's per tin.
Didn't I say on your program sometime last week that America is heading for a recession?
Yes, man. People have been saying that, and that has been coming to the fore more and more.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, Malawi Fort.
Yes.
Malawi Fort couldn't get back her position because she failed too often. She cost the government of Jamaica. She gave too much bad advice. So she would have to go.
So you think there's a spot between Marlene and Andrew? Something must wrong. Something must wrong for Marlene to get a ministry. Not even a junior ministry.
Well, we don't know what happened yet.
What happened between them? What happened between them and Warmington?
Something. That's a one different song. I mean, I go to church when them sing that song.
No, you have to tell me. Because, you know what I'm going to send a message to somebody because I want to hear what is going on in GLP.
Let me ask you a question. Who Warmington refer to as stink and flee?
And fly?
Da. You know the person?
No, you see, anybody who trouble Shaka Fame are going up in a trouble, you know. Anybody who trouble Shaka Fame, the Almighty God will deal with them case. I can tell you.
See him, sir.
Because, hold on.
See him, sir.
I saw the MP in East Portland come at me and she lose her seat for it. And I see a councillor. There's a councillor in the Portland Municipal Corporation. I take up the same thing. Watch it. Watch it.
I learn and I learn.
Watch it, youth.
But
you're a youth
but
where,
listen me now.
Hold on. You're a youth where we've been good to each other. Me and you represent Portland in track and field. Same time. Watch yourself. Go ahead.
All right. He's been warned.
Yes.
Now, I read my Bible regularly, you know, and I take up the Bible and I look at St. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 1. And when I read to the fourth word in St. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 1, as I read the word, I remember the cabinet and state minister that Andrew Wellness has.
What the word say?
All right, let me just quote it. And seeing the multitude.
May I listen?
Well, so you're slow then. You're slow. At 13 state ministers and parliamentary secretary, am I right? All right.
State ministers, how much of them? 60. Hey, me hear Clyde Mackenzie said the executive is too big.
Brethren, let me read the word. Let me quote the Bible again, man.
Yes.
St. Matthew 5 and verse 1. And seeing the multitude. When we need to say another word for, is a multitude the man have.
What you say? Is a multitude.
A multitude.
The man basically not have no backbench. That's why Wami vex. Because Wami not get no ministry. Ministry and dish out to everybody and Wami not get none.
Wami not get none. After you have that, the multitude, the brethren, we are going to get money. We are going to get money if we pay that. And then we pay teachers, nurse, and I hope to God as then come, they ask your salary increase.
When you call this man, I tell them what I'm talking. Yeah. So you said you hope them they can't get no salary increase, Marsh. You don't bother with that. No minister nor no MP. Yeah. No minister nor no MP can't get no salary increase now. That not in there.
Well, because what you do, and then me one jackass, I know Bradley Avenue then again. I saw it on a seaside then, you know. Then you should have just jump off and drown. Telling the Jamaican people that the Prime Minister does a good thing because he is putting other people to train them. In this Jamaica, we can pay a politician to train them to do what? What the hell George Idiot Davis the radio tell people? Then again, you have to do that because remember said them get all the outside broadcasts. So them have to sing to them suffer. And by the way, how him not get anything?
Oh?
George Davis, how him not get nothing?
George Davis, it will be too blatant. But you remember when Dayton said they were an incubator for the government and people vex?
Yes.
Why?
Yes, and we see.
Why are we afraid of the truth? It's about 4 people from that station get government position, you know. See, Anchor end up in the office of the Prime Minister now. Hey, hello.
Yes. But listen to me. The PNP must stop going jelly back. It's time the PNP come out plain and tell the Jamaican people something more and ask them not to believe in Nationwide because Nationwide are a set of liars. Clip Hughes and John Davis to show them come out with no life and Damian Crawford.
Why are you over here promoting them? Why are you over here promoting them?
Well, but it's just a lie with them I tell because which part anybody are challenging Mark Golding? Why them doing those things? It's time for the PNP just come out straight and tell the Jamaican people that the people at Nationwide are a blasted liar.
Well, let me tell you something.
Police Cameron, I want more of you.
NEC is going to be the end of November, right, producer? Yeah. And when I go to NEC, I will lay out my views. Who like it, who not like it. I am an NEC member, and I will be going to NEC in November, and I will be saying my piece. Marsha, give thanks, here?
Yes. Thanks. Bless up yourself, sir.
I want to know something. And when I want to know something, I have a brethren where me call. Hold on there. I call that brethren here because I want to know something. There are some things that I want to know. And when I want to know things, I have to call this brethren here. Albert!
What now?
Me lacking knowledge. And when I am lacking knowledge, I call upon my elders who have wisdom. The Bible says, young men, I call upon you because you are strong. But we call upon the elders for wisdom. Is that right?
Well, that's what the Bible says, and sometimes I am not one of the sticker to the Bible like you because I raise more questions than the answer that I get.
No, Albert.
Because I want to know why is it that the wicked continue to reign over my people?
Yeah, that is a question that we need answers to. But,
yes.
But
one of the answers to that, Colin.
The Bible says when the people wicked and put a wicked ruler over them,
Well, Colin, that is some of the questions that I ask because when you really look at our situation, and I have not spoken much since this election because every day I am more and more upset because I cannot understand, Colin, when our people realize in technical term what my parents did, that they go hungry for a day, but make the sacrifice that they live for 100 years after that and feed themselves.
Yes.
We don't understand that a belly full to the last X amount of time. You with me?
Yes.
And I have always, Colin, I say it ad nauseum, and I make no apology for it, that if you put 2 people in front of me, because I have said 2 people because we have been indoctrinated by some white people who tell us God white and blah, blah, blah. And said, this one is God and this one is education. I'll take my chance with education.
All right.
Because, Albert, Colin, I have seen what education has done for poor people in this country. Lift them up. Lift them up. And I've seen people pray till their knees sore and die in poverty.
Anyway, Albert, help me here because I call you to find out some things that I don't know. Why Warmington swearing never shake the Speaker of the House hand, never shake the Prime Minister's hand, just swearing and walk out of the House? So what happened? Tell me.
Well, put it this way, Colin. Warmington is not a good example for people. But in the darkest of night, you can see some light, right?
Talk to me.
Warmington don't hide his feeling. And he said to the media people, stay tuned. Now, we now have to see whether or not he'll be brought back or what. But the reality is, in my opinion, and remember that I can't talk for Andrew because I'll say nothing more than that. There are people, in my opinion, that are one exam that bring into the cabinet.
Yes.
So the punishment for Warmington for misbehavior, I agree with the punishment, but I cannot see that you bring back convicted people, put them in justice, you bring back people part involved in so much corruption that I believe so early in the, and you bring them back in the cabinet. It is telling me that somebody at the top have zero respect for us. At least you know Warmington misbehaved and misbehaved.
And
right? But you have
Warmington
never been
misbehaviors,
convicted.
Warmington misbehaviors have not cost the country financially.
You stole my thunder. Carry on. you get what I mean? You stole my thunder. Carry on. you get what I mean?
But
right?
Albert, would you agree that the majority of the voters voted to legitimize corruption? Hence, the Prime Minister said nothing wrong with bringing back these two gentlemen.
No, I don't agree.
What did they vote for, Albert?
And you should not agree, Colin. I tell you, somebody on the ground like you that know that a lot of the people that vote, they voted not to endorse Andrew. They voted, they do a job that they get paid for without thinking.
But then
you with me? And if you ask,
ask
them no.
If I agree with you, Albert, then I would want to go with some people who are saying that the PNP will never be able to win back government in Jamaica. Because if you can pay people to vote and pay them not to vote, then the government will have government resources. Because there's one more thing that I want to talk to you about. The ethics of using government resources to campaign, even on election day. We want to talk about that, but I want to disagree with you. Majority of the people voted to legitimize corruption in this country.
All right. Let me ask you a question. And I like to give people homework, and you can do it this week and come back. You walk and you check if 9 out of 10 people that voted for the JLP can explain to you what is corruption.
Well,
they understand thief. They understand the language about thief. They don't know about corruption.
So we need to stop use corruption and say a lot of members in the parliament are thieves.
Accused of being theft. Yes. No, that's the reality. No. You see, let me tell you something.
Hold on. Let's stop making it proper to answer them are thief. That's what Jamaican people do. Thief.
Yes.
Not thieves. Thief.
Yes. You see, some people is good in politics because they talk the language that people know.
Yes.
You don't talk over the head of your electorate. They don't understand corruption. You ask them, what is it? I don't know. Me get some money and me go vote. That's it. So I will not agree with you that they legitimize it knowingly. I would say then don't do it knowingly. They do it without knowing that's what they're doing.
There's one more thing I want you to tell me about. Why Marlene Malawi Fort has not been named to a ministry?
Do the people them that listening to me know that I'm a comrade? Why you ask about labor right business?
No, because you
the point
know
about it.
people.
The point about it.
Hold on, people. Albert is a man who have a whole heap of intelligence. That's why I'm calling him and asking these questions. And me call Albert, and Albert call me. Because me want to know things when me don't know. Why Marlene Malawi Fort not get no seat? Not get no ministry.
I will tell you something, Colin. And as somebody in media, you know it even better than me. If Albert Gray, Comrade Albert Gray, said certain thing on radio, there are certain people that they become suspicious of immediately because of who have contact with me. You know that there are certain people that work in government that was close to me that I don't even send a WhatsApp message anymore for the longest while.
There are certain
because certain people that work in government that I don't even send a WhatsApp message to because when things come out, I don't want they say that person have access to Albert Gray and Albert Gray. Talk. You with me?
Yes.
So when people give information, you must respect them and deal a particular. I can't talk to you one-on-one, not on the ear.
Okay. All right. So if I want the information, I have to call you. I can't get it on the ear.
And you have to call me another day.
All right, Albert.
But let me tell you, hold on. But let me tell you something, Colin.
Yeah.
A lot of people, even in the JLP, don't have a clue how much a cracker strike. And what I find surprising, you know how many backbenchers there in Parliament?
How much?
4.
A 4? Yeah.
4, Colin.
Because hold on, you have how much ministers you have? 28?
Hold on, they have 19 ministers.
9,
right?
And 16.
19. Right.
How
Parliamentary Secretary and Minister of State.
How much you
and they have within the junior minister and parliamentary secretary, you have 16 of them, I think. Right. And the deputy speaker and the speaker of the house. So you have to check out them those times. You're down to 4 backbenchers.
4. Tell
you never know that.
Me never count it. Me know say we almost have no backbenchers. I think I heard a newscast this morning with Clyde Williams saying that what the hell is going on? The executive is too big.
But strange enough, you remember old Sister P used to get a beating for that?
Yes.
What must concern us, Colin? I give you homework again. We need to find out why is it that the church that we looked up on so much is so silent with everything that is happening. A lot of people take their cue. A lot of people take their cue from the church.
But
they still believe in the church.
Albert, thank you. I'm going to run. We'll talk a little more because I'm going to allow some of the people
to call
in. Big up yourself.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
876-804-7072. I want to play this clip here before because now that we have PNP MP in some areas, the GLP them need to understand that the PNP them have to get some of the work. Listen this from Rosemary Shaw.
About 7 months ago, called me and asked me for 2 black persons. I took the 2 black persons from Johnstown as the work was being conducted at Johnstown Crossing. And lo and behold, the outgoing member of parliament that we had here, she single-handedly
hold on, Chris. Hold on.
the supervisor that under no circumstances those persons must work because they are paid.
Hello?
Hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Those hypocrites that are now talking, they didn't know that. When they went and took off Andrea from the site over by Golden Grove, Andrea Golden Globe medals. Andrea is here alive and well, she's not dead. Another girl named Darky, they took her off the site around here. Another guy from Amity Redhead, he was the security at the Hardland plant. They took him off. And I could call many, many more. And these hypocrites did not see that. This is not Labour Party money. This is work for the people of Eastern St. Thomas. And our people were treated badly. They were battered and bruised. Now you want to tell me that I become member of Parliament and none of my people can get work on the side.
That was Rosemary Shaw talking about the fact now that she's member of Parliament and fear people, they must get some of the work on the government side, them we are going. Something that we're going to be picking up next week. Chris, morning.
Morning, Colin. How you doing?
I am here holding it down and enjoying my life. We're on a tour. Next week, Saturday morning, we're going to be telling you all about the tour that we have been doing and start showing you the videos. But we are on a tour and we are going to be showing the videos here on Portland Spice TV starting next week, Saturday morning. Go ahead, Chris.
You know, Colin, by the way, how the bus rollout going? I guess every student now must be well taken care of with the yellow school buses. Everything is good.
The buses are out and we saw some of them breaking down and we hear taximen now screaming on top of their voices that the buses are running them out of business. Now, that is one aside. One of my issues with the buses is that we have called on the government to do the ear tests in the bus because you would have heard about that report that one of the reasons why the buses were decommissioned because fumes from the exhaust is getting into the cabin. So that needs to be checked. And the other issue that I have with the bus is the biggest one until the ear part is checked is that $1.4 billion, somebody robbed us $1 billion and we need to find that person. So I am with Ratty and his crew to ask the Auditor General to do a full audit on the money spent for these buses.
Yeah, Colin, but before we get off the bus, I thought the bus, they were going to reconfigure the doors and stuff before they went on the road. What happened to that?
I think they have.
As they done?
I think they have.
Oh, the doors? Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
I think they have.
Anyway, Colin, let me say this. I know those buses not going to last 6 months. I give them 6 months. And the upkeep going to be so expensive because, as I tell you, my brother drive these buses and him explain to me constantly that them always in need of service. It's not something that you can drive for months and months without service. They literally have to put them in the garage every week or 2 weeks and service them to keep them on the road. But, you know, we'll see.
Well, one of the problems before you move, Chris, everybody knows my view what should have happened. $1.4 billion could have bought us 100 brand spanking new coaster buses. That is the route we should have taken, and that would have been well done for our children. They would have been in comfort, safety, and traveling in style. Some people talk about the coasters were not built to carry students. Rubbish. Use them to do everything else in Jamaica, including carry students.
I'm 60 and I remember getting on coasters in Jamaica. And they were, by the way, if you look in Africa or anywhere in the third world, them use coasters because they're rugged, they hold up, and they're made for that kind of environment. But let me say this, Colin, you know, one of the burden of being a kind of enlightened person and knowing world history and kind of following stuff, you know, it can be a burden to you, you know, because you know when things are coming your way. America is now in the throes of fascism, you know. We're in the throes of fascism in America, where people literally losing their jobs for speaking up on whatever issue. And the government is now actively hunting down people and prosecuting them for this and that. That's where we are. The economy is not doing well, as we all know. And do not let the Wall Street confuse you. That is not a real thing. I'm in the markets, and do I make a lot of money out of the markets? It's not connected to the real economy. It has nothing to do with that. what you have to watch is the unemployment. Colin, I went into a farmer's market. I saw a can of ackee for $15 US. A pound of yellow yam, as I sit right now, is $5 US. You know, yellow yam is a heavy thing. So even a little piece going, that's
Yeah,
10, 20.
yeah.
How much Jamaicans where you live in a diaspora you think can maintain that? But I'm gonna tell you, not a lot.
Yeah.
And if they do buy it, they're going to cut back on the amount that they buy. So I know within it, going forward, the kind of inflation that's in and the 10% tariff and all of them things, which is driving up the cost of those things coming here, it won't be sustainable from the Jamaican in the diaspora, whether Canada or wherever we are. And that means less money, while people are also losing their jobs. There's less money coming in from the diaspora to support poor people that literally depend on us to eat and survive. So I don't care what numbers these guys want to tell you. We know that going forward, the headwinds that is coming, all of that corruption and thing just going to make it worse because we don't have an efficient government in place. What we have is a corrupt government.
Hold on. Somebody's saying that in Ontario, yellow yam is $7.49 per pound, and a tin of ackee is currently $10. That's in Canada. Now they are saying that in Toronto, yellow yam is $5.49 per pound. Very poor quality at that.
Yeah, and these are staples for the diaspora, right?
Yes, yes.
And Colin, I have money. Me have money. And when me go in at the farmer's market, I say, me just no buy it out of principle. Me not go and buy a can of ackee for $15.
$15 for a can of ackee.
It's too much. $15 US for one little can of ackee. That's crazy.
And about how much? You think about a dozen ackee in the can?
That can maybe feed what three adults, I guess, if you put some saltfish in there. You know, it that might go far. You know,
that's $2,500 Jamaican dollars.
Yeah. Another thing, Colin, think about a small restaurateur here that's put half ackee and saltfish on their menu.
Can't sell.
It cannot tell. It's not feasible. It's not feasible.
But is it readily available? Is it because ackee is getting scarce now? Ackee is going out of season now. Is it readily available, Chris?
No, it is available. It is available. I think it's a 10% tariff that he put on it that spiked this price from what I can see. Yeah. And also anything coming in, remember, is an automatic 10%. Anything coming in now that has been put on. So that is now passed on to us as consumers. You know, at the same time, people working less hours because, as I tell you, the unemployment situation is getting tight. It's only 27,000 people got hired last time around.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of headwinds here. People, the inflation really biting. I'm telling you that. I mean, it's really getting to people. So you guys can expect the fallout of that.
Well, you see, let me tell you something. The fallout is in Jamaica already, but the government is spreading a narrative that the economy is doing well. And I don't know if people are really believing it because food prices are getting higher in Jamaica every day. And the salaries are very weak. So I don't understand how some people are saying that the economy is doing well. But Chris, we will see. It's pregnancy. It's coming.
All right, my friend. Well, I'll keep in touch.
Blessings, man. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. The number to call is 876-804-7072. You can call me straight or you can call me on WhatsApp. You know, we're talking about the ministers that are in place now. We're also talking about the replacement, the reappointment of Juliet Holness as Speaker of the House, and we're looking at the Jamaican economy. Nadia is saying that we need roast breadfruit in Toronto. A little piece of jackfruit costs a whole heap of money. True caller, because when I buy, I have to buy 2 cans to feed a family of 6. So that's $30 for tutina aki. Wow. But you see, all those things should be benefiting us as Jamaicans, you know, but we're just not producing. Morning, welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Morning. Colin.
Yeah.
Question. There's something to ask, because you have more knowledge than most of the bloggers. On the day when Juliet was swearing in, right?
Yeah.
Could the PMP walk out?
They could have walked out. You know, see Warmington swearing and walk out. My issue with them, with my party members, they shouldn't have gone up and shake Juliet hand. We didn't agree that she should be the speaker. Then why the hell you no go shake her hand? No shake her hand. Warmington never shake their hand. So no shake their hand.
So Colin, what I'm trying to say to you, that them have PMP need some more backbone, brother. You understand? They need some more.
Let me tell you something. The PNP is the more decent of the two political parties in Jamaica. So therefore, from time to time, they use decency to deal with some things. But I am going to be suggesting to them that we need to now stand up on principle. And when you stand up on principle, your decency remain intact. I don't endorse you to be Speaker of the House. I'm not going to shake your hand. I swear in and I shake the leader of upper house business and the Prime Minister and go down the line. I don't agree with you, and I said it before. The PNP said it before, that they will not endorse Juliet Holness or Dalrymple Philibert for Speaker of the House. So stick to it, stand up to it. You know, we made some blunders in the last Parliament, you know. One of the blunders we made was when we agreed with that 200% increase. And those things came back to bite us. We also made the mistake that when Juliet Holness was nominated to be Speaker of the House, she was seconded by our business leader, Philip Paulwell. And I want to thank them this time. Nobody seconded it, but you know, shouldn't shake her hand neither. Turn up to the thing.
And Colin, I'm going to tell you this because I'm a first voter from 45 years old. I vote for PNP, right?
Yeah.
And the person in the diaspora who fly down, Colin.
Yeah.
And I come and vote. And you make me feel like it's because you see what you guys did in Portland, what you say you guys did.
Yes.
Like on the road, on the street, backing up all these brings coming to give money and all these shit. All these things was going on there. The guy was there, you know?
Yeah.
Because you guys study them. You study your opponent.
Experience teaches wisdom, my brother.
Experience.
Yeah.
What you guys was doing there was that's what the PNP should be doing. And those night capture all these, seeing what's going on. The election was win. Not on the day it was win before the day of election. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I'm saying, if the PNP don't stand up to Andrew Holness because he's a bully, in his swearing in, he even make jokes of Mark Gold and everybody laughing.
Yeah, man.
And a man do you that, bro. A man do you that and that day. And next day, and you say the one the host speak, and you come and you're gonna sit down and go shake her hand and acting like say you're too decent. If Warmington win his seat and his party win and he walk out, you guys should have done the same thing after all you guys swearing. Walk out of that. Create a big uproar so he know that's because you guys said it before. You don't want her to be the House Speaker, and he's still go and put it in your face.
Yeah, man.
That means this man don't care about you.
Don't shake her hand. Make sure sit down up there. We swear in and we turn round. But give thanks, my brother.
Yeah, man. All right.
And thanks for coming to vote here.
Yeah, man. No see I heard, man. Everything up.
Blessings, man. Yeah, we have to give thanks to all the people who came home to participate. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. 876-804-7072. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, share, and like. And we are also on Shaka Fame at TikTok. SHACKAFAME at TikTok. Please touch the plus button from in front of my face. I'll make we work with it. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, sir. I am a subscriber. How are you?
Oh, thank you very much. Welcome.
Definitely. Yes, you know, but I forget though. Listen to me now, Shaka Fame.
Hey! Well, go on, mystically.
Yeah. Me, man. Yeah, for the first time since such an event, I'm interacting with you. Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to make some comment, you know, on the matter.
Yes.
Yeah. But first of all, I must castigate many opinion shakers, especially some that I expect to deep dive and analyze the situation, you know, in a calculated way.
Yeah.
Now, I hear a lot of flack being given to the Jamaican people, and that they have voted in an entity that has not served them well. But may I put it to you this way, that the Jamaican people have overwhelmingly, resisted the government and have voted, comprehensively to have them removed from power. Yeah?
I'm listening.
Even if they never got the opportunity because they were denied, the opportunity, their intention would have suggested the overwhelming desire to remove this government from power. Yeah? So let us put it this way. Let us say the government has voted themselves back into power by foul means, because they have calculated the amount of seats that they need to target deliberately, in order to get the edge. And then what they would have done is to use, as they have declared by many of their members over and over, we will use any means necessary. Any means necessary. I hear the man out of Western, I hear side of the world, I say he will do anything necessary.
No. That's not what he said. Because
what he
said means more than that to me. He said that we will win the election at all cost.
Which
for me means way more than anything necessary.
Thank you. And there is another one in the Western Kingston that said that they will never surrender Jamaica to the People's National Party. You recall that?
Yes, I recall that.
Also, the Prime Minister have echoed those,
very same sentiments. Yeah.
So we need to accumulate all these sentiments, and all these intentions, when we're analyzing, to see that it was by no small means that these people have gone over and beyond that which is good and uncorrupt and acceptable, to reach where they have reached.
Yes.
And you see how the people have voted. So to get 28 seats, and shown the intention of the people to get rid of these people,
Yes.
And these people use nefarious, evil, wicked, brutal, intimidatory means. They pull out all the stops in order to vote themselves back into power.
Well, to be honest, Mystical, I've never heard anybody put it that way, that the government voted themselves back in power. And I totally understand you. And I agree. I agree.
Yes, sir. That's what they have done. And so there is no small view into the composition, of their administration. It is alarming. And the only interpretation I can put to that, what do we have? We have a criminal empire that functions a criminal enterprise and the criminal enterprise have made Jamaica into a criminal criminal's paradise.
Criminal paradise. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Criminal paradise.
Yeah. Bob at the helm. Hmm?
Yes.
It is only in a criminal's paradise that we can get the results that we are seeing. And those who are collaborating at all levels of society, you see where the contamination of the pandemic level is not even epidemic, pandemic level.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is why it is tolerated, because every segment of society, you can see it in the Senate, in the banking sector. Yeah. Public voluntary organizations being quiet. And I don't want nobody to talk about the church, because me at the church, me represent the church, because the church is not understood. The church is a philosophy, brother. Yeah? The church is a philosophy, and the church is undergirded on two principles, two moral principles, yeah? Two moral philosophical principles. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and love thy neighbor as thyself. Yeah?
Yeah.
And in the praxis now, in the praxis is the Ubuntu manifestation. Yeah. So you for me and me for you. Me not consider what me have as being my own, but me consider it to be a common property. Yeah. And so who I manifest the church don't even know what it mean really. Yeah. You know what it mean. Yeah. We look not man on the things of himself, but each on the things of others. Yeah. And we share, yeah, so that every man have a part of the pie. No man lack it, yeah?
Yeah.
So me don't even want to say them people that represent the church, yeah? They represent a religious organization, yeah? Out in a Babylon there. And we have to say religion and the church and the state, yeah? A manifest all the way I see.
Yeah.
So remember, criminal empire, criminal enterprise.
Criminal paradise.
Definitely. And I understand that Malawi never wasn't brought in the fold because she defied the emperor.
She did?
In an empire, you have to have an emperor. You know?
Yes, we know who the emperor is, and you're saying that she defies the emperor?
The empire says she never run and she moved because the people are not really with her, and she defied that.
But she won.
Run. Yeah, but whatever means, but she not still defy the emperor who says she not.
So you don't believe that she will become the attorney general?
I don't have an opinion in this corruption, you know. I don't have an opinion, man. Yeah, I don't have an opinion, Shaka. Trust me, yeah, yeah.
But Mystical, before you go, what is going to become of the fabric, the moral fabric of Jamaica now that you class it as a criminal paradise? You are somebody who also classed it as arms house, cemetery, and prison before. You told us that the country was in a dangerous place. What do you see going forward now, Mystical?
You see, I cannot give you a forecast on the future, because if something is dead, yeah, then all there is decay, yeah?
Yeah.
So I am not going to offer any opinion, yeah, that is favorable to this little corrupt enterprise, yeah? Because if it is what it is, and it cannot get any, Shaka, it cannot get any better. I always said to you, unless the stone is removed from the sepulchre, there can be no resurrection. You get what I'm saying?
That is true, so and the head of the stream is dirty, so the stream will continue to be dirty.
Yeah. I don't know what we expect. Anything that you see happening, any action that is taken, yeah, in terms of setting up a cabinet, setting up an executive or whatever, I mean, everything is everything. Anything is anything. You don't expect anything better. The utterances of the Prime Minister don't make no sense. It's just over and over, doing the same thing over and over again. We just corrupt it, reinforce it, and destroy it, and whatever we get out of the dump, whatever we get after the grave, I mean, that is it. Yeah. So we don't expect nothing, brother. Trust me.
Blessings.
Until there's a change. And that change is coming. And it will come.
The change is coming.
The change is coming. Yeah, because God can't lie. God can't lie.
We're looking for
God can't lie.
Blessings, my brother.
All right, brother.
One love.
All the best. Bye-bye.
Mystical speaking, the man said Jamaica is now a criminal paradise. That's what it is. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. I am very interested in talking to a few people who voted for the government. Talk to me.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Bell.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am fine, thanks. Go ahead and talk to me.
Yes, I'm listening about the word that Mr. Mackenzie used on the campaign trail.
Yeah.
I'm very concerned about that word. That word is a threat to the country of Jamaica, you know. When he say that he will not surrender the country to the PNP, that is a threat, you know.
Big threat. Hold on a little bit, Carla. Hold on for me. Nadia, Jack EK is DP. No, DP can't watch my show, you know, Nadia. I am like food to DP. I mean, feed them youth there, you know. So, him know say me not take him call, me not answer him. Well, if him call, I will answer. But DP learn from me, want to be like me, you know? But don't worry about him. Make him stay. Continue, caller.
Yes, that is a big threat to the country, you know.
Major
threat. He's supposed to put before the court for that word that he used, make him answer to the judge and tell him what it means.
Yeah, we have to watch. We have to watch these people doing a callers because we don't want Jamaica to become a dictatorship. And some of these utterances that they have made, when you look at it and analyze it, it scares me that they might take this country into a dictatorship because they don't want to give up power.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you know, what I'm saying right now to Jamaica. Let me tell you something. No person in Jamaica should use a word like that to the country of Jamaica.
No, it shouldn't be used, but they use it and people continue to support them.
Yes, but they use that word and you shouldn't get away with it. You should answer to the judge what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should put before the court and make you answer that question, what you mean for Jamaica, what you mean for Jamaica, what that word mean for Jamaica, because that is a threat to the party of Jamaica. When you say you will not surrender the country to the PNP, what do you mean? That simply means if Golden win the election, that means that you will take him out.
Tell her. Well, you see.
Exactly what you mean.
Caller.
You don't have no other question to answer. You don't have no other alternative word to answer unless that's what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should put before the court with that word that I use. Then you go answer the judge and tell the judge, what do you mean?
All right, my brother. Makes sense. But you see, the people of Jamaica who ought to be the biggest judge got a chance to try and convict the Andrew Holness team, and they basically set them free and give them another term. So even though Mystical said they vote back themselves in power, it wasn't the people. And we understand exactly what he meant and agree with it too. But thanks for the call here.
Yes, man. Okay.
All right. We're giving some other people a try as we come down to the end of the show. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Welcome, my brother. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Colin. How are you doing?
I am here.
Just trying to get into the conversation that I heard a while ago regarding the votes that the PNP got.
Yeah.
And while it is commendable that they regained the amount of seats, if we look at it in an historical context, you know, we may have to take a different approach, because in 2007, the JLP won by a majority of 4. Portia reversed that and they got a majority in 2011. But in 2016, there was a one-seat majority by the
Yes.
JLP. Would you agree that 2020 was an anomaly in terms of the seat counts in the parliament?
I agree. I agree that 2020 was an anomaly. The election was called in the middle of a pandemic. And not just called in the middle of a pandemic, but during the election campaign, the Prime Minister ensured that he scared the senior citizens away by telling them that people who have COVID will be allowed to vote on the same time with the regular citizens, and a lot of people did not turn up. So yes, it was an anomaly.
But I would also say as well the PNP lost, I think, over 120,000 votes in that election,
yes.
and that would have been partially attributed to the divisions coming out of the 2019 internal struggle for power.
Well, maybe some of it you couldn't.
You would agree that would have
you couldn't
affected.
divorce that from it. That would have to be a part of the reasons that the disunity in the
Exactly.
party also contributed. Yes.
Well, I mean, of course it did, because people, there was a division that, lingered for a while, and it cost them to lose as much seats as they did. So if we look at it in context, the PNP now, or the JLP now, has a 7-seat majority, which could be interpreted that the party is improving if you're looking at it contextually from
definitely.
2007.
Definitely. There's major improvement in the unity of the party and how the party has positioned itself. Major improvement. And you have to give credit where credit is due. But there's one thing that I will add, that political parties are formed to win government. And if you have not won government, then you would have failed in your attempt to become government, because there's no power rest within the opposition. It is the government that wields all the powers.
So on that note, I'm glad you actually raised it now, Colin, because I'm sure you might be aware there are murmurings going around that there could be a challenge to the president of the PNP. Do you think Mark Golding being at the helm is the best choice going into the next general election, or should there be somebody else?
The next general election will be 4 or 5 years from now. At this present moment, personally, my support is with Mark Jefferson Golding. And when I look at the party...
Will it remain that way? Will it remain that way throughout the next 4 or 5 years, do you think?
Hold on, let me just finish, because they said that day in politics is a very long time. But where Mark Golding brought this party from to where it is now, it is really 100% increase of our stocks. And if you have a manager and that manager increase your profit by 100%, would you just get up and fire that manager because you didn't pass the other company right away?
No. Absolutely
hold on.
not.
Let me finish, because I'm answering your question in this way. Where the party is right now, I am worried about ramping with the unity of the party, because as far as I know, the party still remains united. And therefore, unless Mark Golding decides to step aside, I wouldn't want, and this is for me, I wouldn't want anybody to put a challenge to Mark Golding right now. Because,
Fair enough.
we were seeking to take 18 seats from the GLP at a minimum to form government. We took 14, maybe 15, because personally for me, I am really disappointed with the way Central Kingston went. And Paul Buchanan is also saying that the way he lost that seat between him and Andrew Holness is not really down to a free and fair and an election free of fear. And therefore, they have filed a review in the court. So, the party performed well. But as I said earlier, I will not remove from the point that political parties are made to form government. And if you didn't form
Not
government,
opposition.
you never perform well enough. But I do understand and give Mark Golding and even Dayton Campbell credit for increasing our stock by 100%. So right now, I would want to give Mark Golding another shot at it. But as I said, a day in politics is a long time. Let's see what happens.
So, for instance, you wouldn't. All right, I get you. So you want to see Mark Golding there going up against Mr. Holness in the next 4 to 5 years. That's what you're saying essentially.
You see, I don't know if Andrew going to be the man at the helm in the next election.
No, he made that very clear at his swearing in that he will be there.
He will be. No, but you see, there are other things that can move him, because, Carla, let me tell you something. You have a lot of labor rights who try to discredit the Integrity Commission. But you see, for me, the Integrity Commission filing on Andrew Holness is damning. And if you ask me, Andrew should have never been on the ballot in the last election, based on those filings and the fact that Andrew has not been able to clear up his name. It's 3 years filing, no certify, So the court case starts, I think, the 13th of next month.
Look at it this way, Colin.
Huh?
With all that information, look at it this way. With all the corruption information out there, he was returned as MP and his party was returned as government. So,
but I want to look at what Mystical said to us a while ago. The government voted back themselves in power. Only 5,000 people more voted for the GLP than voted for them in the last general election 2020. And the kind of things that are coming out in the wash now that happened in the election, and with even Bruce Golding calling for the fact that we must guard our electoral system. I am not convinced that everything was above board, even though I accept that they won. But there are things that we need to fix to ensure that the next general election we don't have these kind of bickering. We saw the PNP lost by 1 seat, and we never hear no bickering, You remember that?
Yes.
So we are sure that there were a lot of things that were not above board happening in the last election. And then we can accept that these things were put in place by the government because Darrell Vaz said they will win the election at all costs. Desmond McKenzie said that they will never surrender Jamaica again to the PNP. So we understand that these people decided that whatever they had to do to win the election will be done.
I get that. But back to the argument of the PNP, because, I mean, they have, again, found themselves in opposition for a third consecutive iteration, right? So that must be of some concern to the supporters and to the members of the party. Clearly,
well, caller,
something is
I have
wrong.
you on for over 8 minutes. I'm going to take our next call, but it is a concern.
Sure.
Blessings.
Sure.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV.
Morning, brother.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, caller.
Colin, long time. Good while now. Salaman.
Bless up, man. Respect. Wagwan. Eastern St. Thomas.
With the putting at the glory light with
You're low. Talk up a little louder for me.
Me say me glad I'm up front, man, with you. Eastern Portland, Eastern St. Thomas, Eastern Portland is a problem to them.
Power to the people, man. But Solomon, I have been telling you a long time that we will win back Eastern Portland,
We don't know that, man. We don't know that. And the Constitution we deal with,
Yes, man. And you see, one of the things in East Portland is that we learn from our mistakes. And we see the discrepancy and we see the skullduggery that they do in the by-election, and they did it in the local government election. We're not even talk much about the election in 2020. But we saw what they did in the local government election, and we decided that it not going to happen this time. And we fixed it.
fix good to you know, Colin. It's a good fix, you know, brother.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
This one is to Mr. Broomfield.
And we have some knowledge that we want to share with the party to ensure that some of the seats that we lost, because a friend of mine called me Thursday morning and he was saying that it's because I'm messaging why we lost the election. I told him no. Had nothing to do with messaging. Why we lost some of the seats that we lost was the groundwork. The work on the ground. The election, the organization.
The work of the election day, the work of them, Colin.
Yeah, man. But we're not going to discuss that here, so. We have REC, we have NEC, we have ARC that coming up that we will put some of the things on the table and we will we'll be willing to assist.
Let me get to what we call about then.
Yeah.
When said dog, I mean, we're so in a dog, you know.
Yes.
I mean, here one of the previous callers said, boy, we should need to go shake on. You understand?
Yeah.
I mean, I say, go shake on because for them the type of leadership that we have with ourselves. You understand? Because when that ring for gone in the justice ministry, you know, see, and the speaker for the house up there, so you know, we tell them so we don't want them to lady there in front of we, you know.
Yeah.
See? So if the prime minister talk about consensus and that's so dirty water in our face at the same time, how they expect we're going to deal with them? We not got friend when it come on to the legislative arm of the government, brother. We understand when they come with them and saying, no, so boy, they shouldn't go shake, you know, but trust me, we know better than them. Them have them one issue to fight. They want me to no shake no hand.
Exactly.
They want me to do what we know we shouldn't do. Want me just walk out. Nothing to speak about the prime minister, who you walk past and him look past.
Hold on, Solomon. Miss Curiosity, the GLP was in opposition for 4 terms, not 3. 4 consecutive terms the GLP spent in opposition. Continue, Solomon.
Michael Manley. Take out Michael Manley 89 out of it.
It looks so.
And there's a PG in it.
Yeah, man. PG won 3 straight. Michael Manley won the first one, and it over to PG, and PG win 3 straight. 4 terms the GLP was in opposition for. You hear them ball every year, say PNP had the country for 18 years straight.
Colin, power to the people, you know, brother. Power
Respect, Solomon. We will buck up soon.
And trust me, when you see Mark Golden and Dayton Campbell pull themselves together, brother, and bring the unity to the great reach in terms of the 28th seat, trust me, brother. Colin are the best gen check without any apology, are the best gen check from DK Duncan time, me see, deal with PNP party in terms of mobilization. Let me say?
Yes.
Mobilizing. When we see Dayton Campbell do Colin, we have to take off that 3 million times. See? He put Mark Golden behind him and say, I will take all of the lip. I will take all of the lip for him. And Damian Crawford come on board and say, yes, we have to defend with party leader. And the people on the board, the shop will now go come in to pay 32,000.
You see, like Ralston told us the other morning that the private sector is telling the Prime Minister to withdraw that argument because this 32,000 will not be paid by the government, it will be paid by private sector. And if minimum wage gets to 32,000, it means the Jamaican economy totally mash up, my brother. But we talk again.
All right, brother.
Respect.
Best of Colin.
Yeah, man. You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Portland Spice TV. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Good morning. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good morning, Mr. Colin.
Blessings and welcome.
Yes, Colin from overseas. Mr. Colin, you see, Mark Golden has done marvelous PNP has performed well, given the fact where they were, and Marky G come and resurrect the party. They have done well.
Extremely well.
Yes, of course. And anytime the notion comes up that Marky G is not fit in the position, we must put it down. Put it down. Entertain nothing like that. I see them want to see the party mash up again for go start over again. And that was one of my fears too, you know.
That's what they are trying to do. All of we are here coming asking these questions. They are set of hypocrites.
Yes.
They are not for the PNP, but they are trying to now put some division back into the party. And as I said to that
Good
caller,
God.
until Marky
Look how long the party was out of operation. And look what the man has done. The man has worked. The people has worked. Dayton and all of them has worked. And the thing is, Andrew is just a dirty, nasty drunkard. Excuse me?
Take your time.
Don't say nothing about the word that I use, because he's not better than him, worse than even a drunkard and a dead one.
Hold on,
too.
take your time, take your time, take your time, take your time. Easy, easy. He's still the
Because
prime.
look,
Hold on, caller. He's still the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I don't deem him as any doctor nor prime minister.
Hold on. Hear me. In spite of how we feel, and I don't think none of them more disappointed than I and I. I'm very disappointed, very disheartened. In fact, for the first couple of days after the election, I couldn't even listen to the news because I didn't even want to hear the man's name. However, he's the Prime Minister of Jamaica, got majority of the votes from the people who voted. I will agree with Mystical that they voted themselves back in power. I don't think nobody who is not a diehard.
They buy themselves back in power, Colin.
Hold on. I don't believe nobody who is not a diehard Labour right voted for them. However, the Constitution of Jamaica says that he who wins more constituency forms the government. Now, with all that is hanging over Andrew Holness's head, until that day comes when something happens or something come to light, we have to continue to respect the Prime Minister of Jamaica. So, I beg you.
All right, Colin, for your program, let me move on.
Yes.
For your program, all right? I take that for you and your program.
Thank you.
Truthfully. But look, he's not my prime minister, and I don't regard him. That's me. So let that be with me. And I mean it, and I speak it. You know why? A leopard never changes color. And an Ethiopian. A leopard never changes skin, and an Ethiopian is color. Andrew Holness is the same dirty person he is, and he will always be to his death. But one thing I know, he will get his fix in time. God not like ugly. The PNP never expect what was coming, because when what's his name? Mackenzie say they will never surrender the JLP to the PNP. They had this thing fixed already. They knew what was to come. They knew all that was planned. The money buying vote and all the dirty stuff well planned. You notice that no PNP took down any JP flag. It was all the JP inciting war, because they knew why. They have something up their sleeve, and the PNP took it all and kept quiet and behaved decent. That we must look on, how decent the PNP behave. Now, when it comes on to Andrew is just the dirty, nasty man. Mark Golding is nothing like that. So when they were asking that woman, asking Palalu, Marky G can walk into Andrew Holness' shoes. Why Marky G must go in that dirty, nasty boot? That's not somebody with character. That's not how a prime minister behave. No, a prime minister must have humility and integrity and morality and ethics. Andrew has none of those. So Marky G is not that person. He can't behave like that. And that's not how a leader must behave. Jamaican people, they are just so, what you would say, some of them dirty and love corruption. Dirty and love corruption. No way should anybody with morals vote for Andrew Holness. He has displayed himself over and over. And the blast of it is in this election.
All right, caller.
And the private sector, I don't, this is the worst since I'm somebody in Jamaica till I migrate, seen the private sector behave the way they behave. Silent. They are for it. The Governor General, him is another one. Him is a don't know what to say. Governor General, the worst ever Jamaica has seen. They are the church. They are Delphi Davis. If this is Jamaica is talking about voting for, that man has desecrated his post right there. No! How can people be building on immorality like this? They all are the same with Andrew Holness. You're gonna pray for Andrew Holness to win with all this dirtiness? Jamaica has gone right down.
All right,
Dirty,
caller. Thanks for
immoral, they live for.
thanks
And
for the
anything
call.
they get, they must take it, Colin.
Thank you. All right. We're taking 3 more calls as we are already over time. But I want to take about 3 more. 876-804-7072. Everybody in the chat room is saying that they have no respect for the leader, for the prime minister. They respect the office. Well, Andrew Holness is the holder of the office. And yes, we have a whole heap of things to say about Andrew Holness. But we have to remember that the program is an international program going right across the world. And we're not covering up corruption. We're not covering up the thievingness. But when we refer to him, I don't like when you refer to him as John Crow and, you know, make we say we know rate Andrew Holness, but you know, I not even know, but me have to accept him because unlike a lot of you will live abroad, me still live at Jamaica, still live on the rock, and I have to accept him as the prime minister. I have problems with his stewardship. I have problem with accountability and transparency, and I will be sending a letter to the prime minister because I am going to officially invite him on my program. I'm going to be sending a letter to the Minister of Finance because I'm going to be officially inviting her to my program because these people must answer questions that the nation have. They cannot continue to hide from the media and then tell us that they are leading the country while speaking to us and are afraid of speaking with us. Because the truth is, the Prime Minister is afraid of taking any interview. The Minister of Finance is afraid of taking interviews. So I'm going to write to them. And when I write to them, I will be posting those letters to ensure that the world know that we ask officially for these interviews. Some people are saying to me, Shaka, you will never get an interview from the Prime Minister. That's all right for you to say, but I will do what I need to do to get those interviews. Because when the Prime Minister tells us that the economy is doing well, that's a lie from the pit of hell. And I want him to explain some simple questions, because my questions will never be difficult. Very simple. In fact, when you get training in journalism, they say that the 4 whys: what, when, where, how. Those are the big questions, you know. And we want to hear from Prime Minister Andrew Holness, from Finance Minister Favour Williams, how you tell us that the economy is doing well and the people are suffering. Yeah? The people in Jamaica are suffering. We don't see the economy growing. The Prime Minister told us last year that we have to pivot. And if you promise 5 in 4 in 2016 and it takes you to 2024 to tell us that you have to pivot, then you would have failed. The Ministry of Growth, Economic Growth and Job Creation has failed miserably. And therefore, we see the failure in the Jamaican economy. I want to thank Conrad O'Brien for being my special guest this morning, talking to us about the new cabinet, talking to us about Juliet Holness returning as Speaker of the House. And I hope Marky G tell him again, because this time when they walk out of the Parliament, we will still have a quorum to carry on. So it's a new day for Jamaica, very new day, and we look forward to the opposition standing up strong, holding the government accountable, standing up on behalf of the people of Jamaica. And a shaky thing this time. Hard and tough. Yeah? So we look forward. Hard and tough. Yeah? So we look forward to a new day. But I want to thank everybody who came on this morning, joined the live. Thank you very much for being with us. Thanks to the people on TikTok. Touch it plus if you're not touch it yet. Touch it plus, no, touch it. Touch it. See there? Touch it plus. Yeah, nice. Thank you very much. If you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, it's Portland Spice TV. Please subscribe, like, and share. And of course, we will be with you again Tuesday, right here. And Tuesday, we'll also join Caribbean Radio. So don't miss it. You call already, don't? Tuesday, right here. On Tuesday, we'll also join. Oh, maybe I ring your phone ring off because we hear everything in the background, same way. Summer peeps, we're there upon a tour. And as we said, Saturday morning, we will reveal the tour. For security matters, we don't really establish the tours before or during the tours, but afterwards. I remember I mean him Colin Bell. Yeah? Yeah, man. Thanks, everybody. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again Tuesday, Wednesday, and next week, Saturday. Peace be with you. One love, my people. Blessings.